Welcome to 𝐄𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐑𝐄𝐔, we talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As the current time of October 10th on Monday at 9:07 a.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum $1,318, that was 0.38% so far. On the overall crypto market as of this morning, today is a U.S. holiday on Columbus Day, but the market is open today, and across the spectrum, on the crypto side and the equity side, we're quite flat and stale. Nothing really driving up or down, but obviously there's some micro affectation pointing at specific crypto or stocks. But across the market, it's relatively flat on a just overall perspective. Take a look at the stock market as well on the pre-market perspective. We are indicating a slight green day, but again relatively flat, just up 0.5% across the spectrum. So let's take a look at news, shall we? Before I do that, I have an announcement to make. So, as you know, I've been, building a relationship with, the Lakers champion, Meta World Peace, or formerly known, Ron Artest. If you watch the show on Netflix, Malice of the Palace. So him and I, alongside with Jim Shukin, which is one of the founders of a major investment bank, Houlihan Lokey, alongside with the CEO of Boost Mobile, Steven Stokin, and one of the Lakers owner and the LA Times chairman, we are going to be collaborating on building a holding company, $1 billion holding company focusing on sports, technology, and entertainment investment opportunities. So if you guys are interested in investments, from your startup, reach out to me on my email. You know my email, but also subscribe to my Patreon if you want to get direct access to me. Which you can vet out. It's hard to get in touch with me if you like reaching out to me on obviously on YouTube. And on email, but if you're on Patreon, you are focusing on it directly. So let me know. So let's just dive into tech news with respect to recording time of 9:10 a.m. We are 20 minutes away from market opening. You can see that across the spectrum, we are relatively flat, right? Seems like the 10-year yield is still high. We are almost 4%, which is crazy. 3.88. So technically, that's 3.9%. And with respect to some of the data that we need to look out for, the stock future rises starting with key inflation data, earnings ahead. So obviously the 13th, which is on Thursday, is the CPI report, which is going to be an important one that we need to look out for. What's the how effective has the with respect to the rate hikes that we've been performing so far? We've done 75 basis point in the last three FOMC meeting. There's no FOMC meeting in October, but with respect to the CPI report, it gives us a flavor on how effective that we've been doing this triple 75 basis point rate hike so far. So we'll see how that goes. So watch out for that one. But with respect to being green, it's more of a Monday effect. But we'll get more of a clearer picture of today's rates. But also remember today's a Columbus Day, and also there's selective Jewish holiday in the U.S. as well. So there might be some mitigation around the volume and the activity that's happening in the market. And then look at the other news. Just relatively stale. Nothing really pointing at anything specific. It seems like they are, just a lot of trivial news across the spectrum. So let's take a look at maybe the stock trading report that I received from ARK Invest. So it seems like ARK Invest sold a ton of stocks on Friday. I mean, look at this. Yeah, it's quite heavy sell, I would say, across the spectrum. It's just a bunch of sale. But in terms of the amount, relatively speaking, let's take a look at BlackRock as well. They also sold a ton of stocks. They sold $1.7 billion into it, $1.4 billion in Adobe, ServiceNow 1.3, Microsoft 1.2, Roper, which I don't know what that is, 1.1. And so across the spectrum, it's a heavy sell day relative to a buy day. So they're indicating some sort of negativity coming, which makes sense, right? This week is going to be quite volatile on the 13th, again on the CPI report, right? So we'll see how that goes. And then maybe take a look at the politician side of the equation as well. Seems like they have been quite active as well on the 6th on Thursday. Nothing happened on Friday, but seems like this guy James Lindgren, I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. He sold quite a good amount, like Square, Airbnb, DoorDash, like some of the main name stocks, if you may. So okay. Anyways, quite stale across the spectrum. So let's just go back into the technical with that way signal time. Let me just shift gears. Okay, there we go. Respective recording time of 9:13 a.m. So again, same story has not changed at all, right? It seems like we've been staying around this level for the last, I would say, 56 hours. A couple of days ago, right? We've been kind of gluing around the same level. So the longer we hold, the more fragile it becomes because like this is not really architecturally sustainable. And with respect to the daily chart right now, you can see how elongated it seems like we're forming an apex, and then it's also forming apex on the RSI front as well. So weekly is also showing a negative sign with this double head, and then on the monthly, looking to land eventually. So again, days and weeks out are both negative. So I think maybe seeing some negativity on the 13 would not be a big surprise. I mean, ultimately, the big aha is like, has it been working so far with the 75 basis point? But it doesn't seem like, the Feds tactically know what to do. So I don't think so, to be honest with you. And respect to Bitcoin, same thing, right? You could see that large separation. So it is looking to take off months out, but not anytime soon at the moment, right? But weeks out, you could see that there's some normalization that needs to happen with this double head as well. And also on a daily, it is quite bearish, to be honest with you, with the 50 out of 70 is quite elongated, so it needs to kind of come down further to 17,500, 15,500, if you may. Okay. So this week is gonna be another one, but I think October is gonna be a mixed bag between like the CPI report, which is the first one we need to get over, but also some selective earnings. And the earnings are, it's gonna be interesting to see how the management teams are predicting their outlooks, because like if all companies are shaving their outlooks, collectively, it doesn't paint a very positive picture. So this Santa Claus rally might be mitigated, right? Santa Claus might have to use delivery services to deliver the gifts rather than Santa Claus delivering the gifts to you and going down the chimney, if you may. I don't know. You get my drift. But anyways, have a good day and check you on the next one. Take care.